Right here with Silk Control. We having all the control, all the power. Now let's talk.
I go by None. I'm from North Jackson, a neighborhood of North Jackson called Verdant Addition, one of the roughest areas in Jackson. Growing up, they called it Crackhead City. So, like, it's just, like, coming up there was kind of, rough. But my auntie gave me my nickname, and it, like, just came natural to her. She just named me None. I asked her to this day why she named me that, and it's like, she gave me a weird nickname to go out throughout life living with. It's not your average nickname. I was one of the ones, like, I never hit licks, robbed nobody, or did none of those things that my peers was doing. I was always the one trying to make us some money the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, telling them, like, that we can really go get some money and be rich, the right way, doing legal things versus street stuff. Because I knew being in the streets, you end up dead or in prison. I graduated from USM with a marketing degree. My mentor and some of my other old heads was telling me, like, that you can go to school for promoting and advertising. And I didn't understand that it was a degree doing something that I love and grew up doing every day on a day-to-day basis. So that's why marketing came natural to me. And when I was sitting in class, a lot of situations I had already been living or going through or then done in life. I was just getting the business side of it. Everybody wasn't trying to be a promoter or rapper 4-5 years ago. Like, that wasn't the thing. That wasn't hot. You know what I'm saying? You still had everybody trying to more so sell drugs and be known as a drug dealer versus a rapper or a promoter or something. Like, it wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying? So I can just say for our state, like, guys like me and Lonnie, made it cool to be a rapper, cool to be a promoter. Like, the females now like promoters and rappers and stuff, locally or whatever, So, like, Lonnie was hot. He was talented. Like, I knew back then, like, he was the one. When I received a phone call, at first, they didn't tell me that Lonnie had been murdered. They had said he had been shot. I was currently on my way back home to USM, to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where my previous apartment was. And, I was just driving. I got the phone call. And I was like, what? And I turned around immediately. Flash was on, just speeding. I sped all the way to the scene. And, like, when I almost got to Jackson, that's when they told me, like, that he was gone. And actually, before any of my people or anybody told me that he was gone, I started seeing tweets and stuff on Twitter, and the calls and messages started coming in, like, that Lonnie dead, like, Lonnie passed. And, like, still to this day, like, it's surreal, like it ain't real, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't reality. Like, I still don't believe it. Like, I still can't believe it. Like, no matter how many times I visit the grave site, how many times I visit the crime scene, like, yeah, I mean, it's like, like, nobody know how it feels to be in your shoes and having to wake up and deal with something every day, and think about something every day. And it's not just Lonnie, like, when you lose everybody you love to the jail cell or they get murdered, like, and then Lonnie's just a big person, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just to me, to the city, to the state. Like, he actually loved and cared about everybody. And what hurt me was the worst, to see the children hurt, the youth hurt, and my siblings and other people's siblings, and, like, that's really what impacted me the most. Like, to see them children hurt, because them children loved Lil Lonnie. I got involved with the promo stuff. Like, the city was always bored. Like, we started out throwing water fights, then throwing kickbacks, then throwing house parties. Then our stuff just grew and just got bigger and bigger, And this was all in North Jackson. Like, I wouldn't go to West or South Jackson to no parties at World Famous or Budget and none at first. But you had people like T-Money and really DJ Finesse really put me on and, like, taught me the ropes. And, he had Tiffany's and Jazzy. Like, he really who started that area in Jackson. So, like, I got trained and got knowledge from the best to ever do it. So DJ Finesse, shout out to Finesse. Finesse put me on. And I remember my first big party. You had people like DJ Dream still in the band at Jackson State. I know, like, he was playing cymbals. Like, I made him quit the band to come DJ. It was like a Callaway versus Murray after party. Like, the biggest, my first big party ever at Styles on Highway 80, like, on my own. Like, made a bankroll. Like, what made me say, like, this it. If you not from Jackson, Jackson is like, you know, the bomb. Like, people from the outer skirts, like, coming to Jackson, they're like going out of town for them. But if you in Jackson, like, it's the same thing. On Wednesday night, you got a spot night. Thursday night, it like, don't nothing, like, Jackson needs a new, innovative way or venue or place. And I actually got some in mind that I'll be bringing to Jackson in 2019. That's very different and that's not the same, because we got strip clubs, we got sports bars, we got college venues. Like, everybody try to open up and do the same thing versus trying something different. My relationship is good with the other promoters in the city. You got Keefe Man, JTMG, Shay. It's a lot of them. I mean, I don't want to just get the name and leave nobody out. JT45 Music, like, it's a whole bunch of them. Like, Birdland, Sean, Northside Lee, like, all my big homies I listen to, all my young partners, Lil Debo and them, I listen to everybody. Like, I take everybody's opinion and advice. When I'm in Jackson, I like to eat Jackson. When I'm out of town, I like to eat out of town. So I like to eat Bullies, Gloria's, Boston's, those some of the E&L, those some of the original restaurants I like to eat. Then you got the new restaurants like Josephine's, Lee Spot, Zoe's, Ray's, Zulu Spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got, like, I like to eat there. Then I like to eat, of course, the clubs, KOD, V Live, Free Lunch. So, you know, it really depends on the time. Lunchtime, you know, more Bullies, Glorious, Lee Spot, you know. Nighttime, KOD, Free Lunch, Last Call, M-Bar. You know, so I like to eat the city. You highly catch me eating at worldwide restaurant here, like, but Outback is my favorite overall restaurant, just national. I don't just think it's Jackson. I think it's a lot of places with these crime and murder rates, like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Chicago, Jackson, where Florida, a new area where you got all these rappers going to jail and, you know, getting murdered or killed or something because of a tweet, because of a song, because of a picture, because of a caption, you know what I'm saying, for no real reason. So you got labels and people in the industry that don't want to invest hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars into individual or artist that they can roll over and see on the news for going to jail or see on the news getting murdered, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's kind of hard. Like, Jackson is a hard area to come out of, and when you talking about Mississippi, like, we got people like David Banner, that's a big homie, Boo Rossini, that's a big homie, Cortez, that's a big homie, you know, but, you know, you got artists in Jackson that don't use their resources. But when you were talking about a top artist in Mississippi as a whole, Lenny was the top. Like, he was the best. So, like, we don't got no Gucci Man or no, you know what I'm saying, E40. Like, we don't got no OG, no Diddy or T.I. here in Jackson. Like, the youth is the, like, it ain't no big head. I just know this, like, a lot of people tell on themselves, you know what I'm saying? You got to be careful what you put on the internet. And this go for myself too, because I do it too. We all young, and, like, people don't understand how dangerous the internet is. The internet can get you killed or it can get you rich. This generation very remarkable. Like, it could take 60-second video that can go viral and get you rich, get you paid, such as, like, look at Famous Amos, what he did from the Delta. He on the road every weekend off dancing, you know what I'm saying? Then you got a 60-second clip that can get you locked up in jail or murdered, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you really just gotta watch what you put on the internet, and I say not respond don't retaliate on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Look at Gates. He signed. He on tour. Future, Drake, them signed. They on tour. Like no matter if you got an independent label, even QC artists, they are signed to bigger management. What Migos signed to Kanye West, Good Music for management. Right. Like you always gotta sign, and you can always get more money and get bigger. But the bigger you get, the more people gonna eat off you. But you know what I'm saying? The thing is, you wanna go commercial and be a crossover artist and have all races loving your music. So you know what I'm saying? Not trying to just say nothing. I just say like Dolph, really only the black crowd and fan base might venture off and follow Dolph versus like all races, and you know what I'm saying? So like you gotta level up, like you gotta sign a deal once you get to a certain point, or you can get stuck. Like a lot of artists in the city and even all around the world get stuck. Like they can't level up or they die down. They lose their juice, they get, you know what I'm saying? Like they get stuck. Don't lose no juice, don't win no juice. Just get the same amount of money a show, same amount of money a feature. And really, a lot of people get content. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't get content. You gotta always want more, go get more. People really gotta live and get outside of their city, get outside of their state, go to these places, venture off, and like, that's gonna get them to thrive and the energy and the motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because $1,000 to us a lot, 10,000 to a lot of other people is a lot. 100,000 to a lot of some people is a lot, but to them, you know, it's probably nothing. Cause you talking about folks that got millions of dollars, and they look for artists every day. Like, there's no such thing as being hot or being cold. Like, you just gotta be yourself, and you will make it being yourself. You can't rap like Dolph. You can't rap like Lenny. Like, you gotta be yourself. Yeah, all it takes is one song, one record, one hit, and you out of here. One video, it don't gotta be a song. It could be one of them 60-second, 45-minute recaps we talked about. I give you a prime example. Look at what's the boy name? Jacquees Trip remix. It did more views and streams than the real song. You know what I'm saying? He was just being himself, just playing around, remix. Like, that's why this shit is all about being yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I always supported Jackson freshman class because I knew how it felt to not shine and not have nobody to give you a chance, because we was there before. And that never labeled nobody, no 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, everybody got their own opinion. Some people think some people number one, some people think some people should be 30. Kyle from Florida. Some people, you know what I'm saying, like, it's just different. But I know I would never, because you'll never know. It could be somebody that's number 30, they can blow up and get on before number 1. So nobody here that's in Jackson, that don't got millions of dollars, that's not in New York, not in Cali, not traveling back and forth to Cali, Atlanta, New York, the major 3 markets, can really just judge or number or artist. Everybody can have their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, but that list stuff, like, don't take this stuff for granted. Like, we never made a list. We never did nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, nobody know. Not really the artists, the promoters that's bringing the artists and bringing the show got to check in for the artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, they just, I respect it. I'm not supporting no violence at all, but I respect what they trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a whole, like, a local artist should open up for a major artist. You know what I'm saying? At least one local. You know, so I firmly support that. But you know, no artist really got a chick. Like, Jackson not known for music, so like, it's hard to say like, oh, let me call David Banner when I go to Jackson, or oh, let me call Boo Rossini when I go to Jackson. Like, David Banner probably somewhere filming the movie. Boo somewhere being a CTE president with Jeezy on the road. So like, you got those people that's known to other artists that's not here. So, I mean, it's kind of hard, like, nah. Like, when you go to that city, you ain't checking in. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. I'm trying to find myself, but I'm back to my roots. I'm back to my bread and butter. Like you said earlier, like, party money is always good money, concrete income, you know. So, I'm really learning myself. I'm really, they say you gotta have what 5 to 7 streams of income to become a millionaire or whatever. So I'm just trying to get my streams up. I'm just trying to get my streams up one by one. I kind of centered my goals and stuff around my deceased friend, Lil Lonnie. So, you know, right now I'm at a rebuilding stage of Nun and who I am and what I'm trying to do in the world. You know what I'm saying? Not just in the city or in the state, in the world. So I will be moving next year to Atlanta, Georgia. So that's the next big move for Nun.